Uh, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my podcast. And today we will be going over NHL teams better or worse. So we will not be going over NHL preseason games today because I do not have that much time. I have 50 minutes until I need to start laying down because I got school tomorrow. Tomorrow I might, but tomorrow I'm also doing October power rankings because I want to get October power rankings done before the regular season starts. And then after these 2 days of having pretty long podcast episodes compared to normal and having pretty fun and good ideas, I would say myself. And then you'll see the NHL regular season's on your way. Friday, October 4th, Sabres take on the New Jersey Devils in Czechia at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and 10 a.m. Pacific Time to the season opener. All the other games, there is quite a decent amount of preseason games that day, but there is the one Sabres and Devils game is the regular season game. Don't ask me what their schedule is. That way they did. So yeah. Let's do it. Is the NHL teams better or worse? Points total. Then I'm gonna go over each NHL team. I have the stats right here, so I'll just have to click on the team that I'm talking about. Then we'll just go over them. So yeah, let's jump right into it here. First of all, Anaheim. I have Anaheim. They 59 points last season. I've been going from 59 points to 76 points. I'm taking quite a big step up. I believe that the Ducks, young guns, will definitely take a big step up. I think it also is gonna come with Lucas Dahlstall taking a huge step up in net. Hopefully taking over John Gibson's spot as a starter. Gibson's a good backup, but I don't really think he's that good of a starter. And Dahlstall hopefully is pretty good, but I don't expect him to be super good, but I do expect him to be pretty good. I will, I will have to see how this goes here. But, yeah, I just think they're going to take a big step up. The young guns are going to take a big step up. We're gonna go scoring regular season. So yeah, I just think, and also Ravi for position, I added a couple of veterans. I think Zegras are gonna take a step up. McTavish, Zegras, McTavish, and Carlson are gonna take steps up on the forward core. Hopefully have them scoring a little bit more. Ellen Zellweger and Pavel Minchikov are going to hopefully, I guess I don't really care, but take a step up. I think they're going to take a step up for the Ducks defensively to get their defense a little bit more better and a little bit more structured. And then I also believe that Lucas Dahlstall is going to be a pretty good starter, and he's going to be good. So that's the main reason why I have the Ducks taking such a big leap this season. So yeah. That is the Ducks. I don't know why this is not working currently. I really don't know, but it's fine. It is what it is. Next up, Boston. I have Boston going from 109 points to 106 points. I think they're going to be just as good, if not better, of actual team, but I think the Atlantic Division's got a lot stronger. I think the Canadians got a lot better. I think the Red Wings are going to be maybe worse points-wise, but I still think they're going to be good. I think the Lightning, Leafs, Panthers, Bruins, as I just mentioned themselves, Senators, and the Sabres are all gonna be great this season. So it's just gonna be tough. It's really gonna be tough, for them to really get better points wise. But if you can see, they had 109 points last season. I had them go from 109 to 106. I think Elias Lindholm was a great acquisition. For them, let me actually open up daily lineups real quick for the NHL so we can look at the lines to really get a good idea of what I'm talking about. Because just me going off the top of my head makes it a little bit harder for myself. Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, never mind. I don't know why my ad block plus. I don't even pay for that. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, that's not relevant. That's not relevant to anything. Okay, so that is my final regular season predictions. Okay, so we're gonna go to Boston. I think Elias Lindholm was a huge acquisition. I think that's gonna help them get more upfront scoring. This team was also built for the playoffs. I know this is going better or worse regular season, but it's also around the topic as we're gonna be talking about all these teams kind of in depth before the season starts. I just think that the Lindholm's gonna get around 70 points. I think Pasternak's the second best right winger in the league, probably just behind Panarin. Zaka's great. Marchand, Coyle, Geeky is great. Good top six. Bottom six is pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Defense is probably honestly top 5 in the league. And if they get to re-sign Swayman, which that's a whole different situation. I'm assuming they re-sign Swayman. So assuming they re-sign Swayman, they have a top 5 goalie in the league. In net, so I don't see why they can't get better. I just think the Atlantic divisions overall got better, so that's why I think they decreased in points by 3 points, but it doesn't mean their team's actually getting worse. Next up, Buffalo Sabres, one of the biggest increases between them and the Devils, who we'll get to. As you can see down here, right down here, the huge increase, but we're not talking about them yet. Right now, we are talking about the Buffalo Sabres. They're going from 84 points to 99 points, I think. I really think that they're going to get a 15-point increase from last season. I think the team's got a lot better. I think Tage Thompson will have a bounce back season. I think Tuck's going to be great. I think Benson's going to take a huge step up, especially propelling himself to that top 6 playing with Cousins and Quinn. That line's going to be great this year. Cousins going to be great again. JJ Paterka is going to take even a bigger step up this year. Jack Quinn's great. The bottom 6 is very underrated. With likes of Jordan Greenway, Jason Zucker, Ryan McLeod's very good third line center. Oh, guys, I'll be right back. My cat's being annoying. He wants out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he does. He definitely does. Hold up. Pause that thought. Okay, we back. Okay. Anyway, continuing on my thought. Very underrated bottom 6 in depth. McLeod's great, Greenway's great, Zucker's great, Lafferty's a very good fourth line center, and he's a great penalty killer. Ube Cabell is great too. Rasmus Dahlin can get you 70 to 80 points in a season while playing great defensively. Top 10 defenseman in the league. Rohu's great, especially playing next to as good of a player as Rasmus Dahlin. Bowen Byram is great, especially playing Owen Power. Bowen Byram can get you 40, 50 points. Owen Power can get you 30 to 30 points. Owen Power is definitely more of a shutdown physical defenseman, and Byram is a two-way defenseman. Samuelson and Clifton's a good third pairing. Defense great. Offense is great. Top end scoring is there. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's I think is going to be of similar stats, around 910, 915 save percentage again. And Devin Levi's a very good and underrated backup. So why can't they? 99 points. I have them finishing wild card number 2 in the Eastern Conference. Calgary, I have them going from 81 points down to 64, I believe it was. 64, yeah. I haven't taken a huge decrease. I think that trading away Markstrom, yes, I know it was not necessarily just because Markstrom's like a 11th best goalie in the league, in my opinion, and most people's opinion. It's not even just that. Like, yes, it's huge losing that big of a piece, but it also that leads to Dustin Wolf being a starter. I think Dustin Wolf is going to be a great goalie in the future, but right now he's on improvement and he doesn't have much NHL experience, so I think it's going to be a lot of rookie mistakes and like learning curves and I would just say learning pains is what this is the phrase I'm trying to come up with right now for him, and that's going to be huge. Gomes is going to be good. Kadri's going to be good again. Kuzmenko's going to be great. Sully's going to be good. Backlund, Coleman. Huberdeau is going to be Huberdeau. Not really that good. Kind of washed now. Pospisil, Mantha, Duo, Rooney, Lomberg. Their forward core is actually pretty decent. That's why I don't have them being like the worst in the league, but I still don't think they're one of the best. This is where they're concerned. Weegar and Anderson both can get you 50, 60 points for playing great defensively, but Bean, Miramov on the top pairing's bad. Jake Bean's okay, top 4 defenseman. He should definitely be in the bottom pairing on any contending team, though, if even. And Kevin Ball and Paco are not that good of a third pairing. And then Dustin Wolf is going to have some learning pains and learning curves along the way. And Vladar is an okay backup. So I'm not a very high believer in the Flames. But if they do better than I think they have them doing, I wouldn't be really that surprised. Carolina, I have them going for 111 points to 107 points. So let's be honest here, 111 points is crazy, especially knowing the fact they lost. Oh my god, now I can't think of who they lost again. I did 2 great defensemen they lost, and I can't think of it. I always think of it off podcast. I don't know why. Oh my goodness. Brady Shea, they lost Brady Shea, that's a huge one. And they lost another huge defenseman. And they got Gothard Fair and Sean Walker, who are both the bottom pairing defensemen right now. Jacob Slavin is probably around 60, 70 point defenseman. We're playing probably the best defensive defenseman in the league. We're putting up, I would say, probably around 50, 60 points, more like. Brent Burns can get you also 50, 60 points. He's a good quarterback on the power play. That's usually what he does. Eventually, Alvin Chatfield's a great second pairing, and Gothard Fan Walker is probably one of the best third pairings in the league. So I think this is a top 5 defense as well. Freddie Anderson, his big concern is health. If he can stay healthy, he's a great goalie. He can get you around 9-10, 9-15 save percentage. But Kochekov might really just take off as a starter because of Freddie Anderson health issues. And if he does, he can get around 9-10, 9-15 save percentage as well. And I really wouldn't be that surprised. He's looked great in prior seasons when he played. And he's only like 23, so he's going to get nothing but better year over year. So, yeah, that's kind of the Hurricanes. They have less depth, but they don't have no depth, and they still have a lot of depth. And Rod Brindamore, as long as he's behind the bench, your team's going to be a good regular season team. Come playoff time, they're probably not going to do much. They're probably going to lose to either the Rangers or the Devils. If they get past them, they're going to lose to either the Devils or the Rangers. If they somehow beat one of them, they're going to lose to the other one in the second round. They ain't going to do much. There are so many teams out of the East. Here, let's just name off a few teams out of the East that I think we can easily beat them. Rangers, Devils, I would say Bruins, Maple Leafs probably, Panthers, yeah, Islanders maybe if they faced them, because Islanders got slightly better in a full season behind Patrick Waugh. Hopefully a couple bounces get better, get more in the Islanders' favor, and the Hurricanes are slightly worse. So, I mean, I don't know. The Islanders might beat them, and they're just overall not looking good for the playoff. But regular season, they're probably pretty safe to get around 100 points. A little bit over 100 points, probably. Next, Chicago, over from 52 points to 72. I'm getting a 20-point increase. Bedard getting surrounded by Bertuzzi, who's going to help him along the boards and in front of the net, which Bedard did not have last year. And Teuvo Teravainen's a very skilled player that can get you 60, 70 points. Bertuzzi can get you 50, 60 points of playing hard, gritty game with getting in the dirty areas, getting in front of the net, getting along the boards and the pucks. Bedard, one of the main reasons why he didn't get more points is because they weren't finding him in open space. Nobody is passing him to him at the right times. Teravainen can get you 60, 70 points. And majority of those come off assists. He can pass to Bedard. Bertuzzi can be in front of the net and get good in the dirty areas. And it's going to really help Bedard elevate. I think he's getting 80, 90 points next season. Mark it down now. If he does it, say I did. Say that I knew that because I did know that. And I'm still a couple of days. I'm still actually 6 days before the Blackhawks even play their first game. So you can't even say that. That I didn't know that. Or something like that because I did. Next, Columbus, I'm going... Oh, that's Colorado, not Columbus. Colorado, I've been going from 107 to 106. I just had them getting 106 points in my final season predictions. I didn't really just say, you know what, they're going to go down 1 point. I just happened to have them at 106 points in my final season predictions, and they had 107 last year. I will give them credit from the last time I really went in depth about them. I'm a little bit higher on them now, because I've heard some other people's opinions, and it's kind of fair. Duran it can get you honestly 50 to 60 points, maybe even 70 if McKinnon and Rantanen go off. McKinnon can get you anywhere from probably like 100 to 130 points, really, honestly. Mikko Rantanen is probably going to get around 90 to 110 points next season. They're both really good. Kevin Lanko's really good. Middlestad's great. And Kevin Ritchie's really good. Very good prospect, by the way. And Kevin Lanko's good, too. Logan O'Connor, Ross Colton, Miles Wood, Kiwi Ronta, Kelly, and Wagner. Just pretty decent depth. I'm not going to lie. Pretty good depth. Not better than the Stars or I would even say the Predators for that matter, but they do have pretty underrated depth. Now since I actually look at them now, top 5 defense in the league, and really in the power play and penalty kill game. But the really main question: will Georgiev give them serviceable goaltending come playoff time? I don't know, dude. That's my big concern with the Avalanche. They're probably gonna face the Predators in the first series, and on the fact they have Uzi Saros and they have Georgiev. That goaltending matchup is very heavily favored in the Nashville Predators. So, yeah, that's kind of a problem for the Avalanche. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. But this is regular season. I have them getting 106 points. CBJ, I have them going from 66 to 69. I don't know. I think Adam Fantilli, Sillinger, Ken Johnson are all going to get better. I think goaltending hopefully going to get slightly better. Werenski hopefully plays a full season, and that'll help. Monahan's going to be good, too. So, I have them going up 3 points. Boone Jenner, Monahan, Marchenko, Chinkakov, Chinnikov. Yeah, that's what I try to say. Fantilli, James Van Riesenmike, Sillinger, Johnson, those guys. Defense is okay. Werenski does definitely make it better. Severson, Provorov, and USHL going to be very underrated pairing. And Gabrinson, Jack Johnson could be worse. Goaltending is definitely the big concern here. If we really think about it, Tarasov and Merzlikins is one of the worst goaltending teams in the league. That's going to be the main problem next season, and defense. But, I mean, the offense is pretty decent. The defense has definitely some bright spots in Werenski, Provorov, and Jurček. So, yeah. Next up, Dallas. I've been going from 113 to 112. Same thing as Colorado. I just happen to have them getting 112 points in my final ranking. Yeah, my final season predictions. And they had 113 last year, so they're going down 1 point. Johnson's going to take a huge step up. He's going to get 70, anywhere from 60 to 80 points, depending on how he really does, I think. Rope Hansen can get you 80 to 90 points. Robinson can get you 90 to 100 points. Marchman's going to be great. Duchesne can get you 60 to 70 points. Sagan can get you 60 to 70 points. Hoban can get you 60 to 70 points. Bork's great. Very underrated. Very good prospect. Jamie Benn can get you 50 to 60 points. Dadonov, Sam Steele, Con Black will one of the best fourth lines in the league coming up for this next season. I think these guys are going to be strong contenders as well. Mio Heiskanen, in my opinion, is the fourth best defenseman in the league, just like a jersey number. Matt Dumba is okay, first pairing right defenseman is okay. Thomas Harley can get you, I would even say 60, 70 points if he does really good. But probably, you probably expect 50 to 60 points. Labushin's pretty decent, and Lundell and Lundqvist is a good third pairing. So top 5 defense in the league, I would say. Actually, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. Bruins, Islanders, Hurricanes, Avalanche, and I don't know. There's probably someone else that's better defense, and then one more that I didn't mention. Islanders, the top 10 going in the league, and Smith is probably a top 3, at least top 5, back up in the league. So yeah, this Dallas Stars team is really very, very deep, all the way up and down through the lineup. So yeah, I was gonna have to see how they perform in the playoffs. I'm not worried about them getting a good seed. Next, Red Wings. I've been going from 91 to 87 points. I actually had them getting as low as 84 points in my season predictions, but I had to bump up a little bit, especially with the Line injury. I felt the Canadians were going to start off a little bit worse than what I expected them to because of the Line out 2 to 3 months. Your top 6 is great. The Brinkett, Larkin, Raymond, Kane, Comfort, Tarasenko. That's phenomenal. Bottom 6 is pretty decent. Fisher, Kopp, Rasmussen, Bergen, Foligno, Amott, really good forward core, especially top 6. Defensive pairings is really concerning. Ben Sherrod's bad. Mousside can get you 70, 80 points. Probably just outside the top 20 in defensemen. Edmonton really need to take a huge step up. Jeff Pretu's okay. Mata's okay. Jefferson's okay. Cam Talbot, Ville Husso needs to stay healthy, first of all. Second of all, Cam Talbot, I don't feel they're going to get as good goaltending as Cam Talbot as the Kings did. And the Kings' defense is better, too. That also helps. Their shooting percentage was ridiculously high last season. I think that's going to go down a lot. I think their defense is going to get worse with losing Jake Wallman. I think their defense is going to get slightly worse. The goaltending is going to get slightly worse. The shooting percentages are going to go pretty down pretty drastically. But all that in mind, I just think they're not gonna make the playoffs. But I mean, if they do, I wouldn't be really that surprised. I'd be like, well, I guess wrong. Edmonton Oilers, I've gone 104 to 114. It makes a lot of sense. We think about it. Outside the first, we'll say 15 games, probably 15 to 20 games that they play. Probably about 15 and 18 games they played. If they played how they played the last 65 games from game 1, they would have got around 114 points. They ended up getting 114 points, even though they were the worst team in the NHL during, I'm pretty sure, late October going in November. I'm pretty sure in November they were, one of the worst teams in the league, if I remember correctly. And they ended up getting 104 points. If they just stay where they were the last 65 games throughout the entire season from game 1 to game 82, they can get 114 points. Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Hyman, Arvidsson, Skinner, Draisaitl, best top 6 in the league. Very, very good depth. Matthias Janmark, Adam Henry, Connor Brown, Corey Perry, Derek Ryan, and Pod Colson. Pod Colson's a great acquisition. He's a 4th line left winger. They have a lot of options on that depth. Defense is where the big concern is for everybody. Okay, I say between that and Stuart Skinner, which we'll get to Stuart Skinner in a second here, and what my opinion is on him. Matthias Ekholm, Evan Bouchard's obviously a great pairing. Bouchard can get you 70, 80 points. Matthias Ekholm can get you 60, 70 points a point. Phenomenal defense. Nurse needs to play better. Ekholm is what Edmonton fans expected Daniel Nurse to be, but he's clearly not. Ty Emberson is a good acquisition to be that second line, your second pairing right defenseman, but you'd like it to be slightly better. Josh Brown and Brett Kulak. I think they're still going to add a defenseman. I don't know when it's going to be, but I feel like they need to. Specifically a puck-moving defenseman. A top 4, right defenseman, your left defenseman. Skinner now. I think at the end of the season, when it's all said and done, 24-25 season is all said and done, Skinner will be top 10 goalie in most people's mind. I'll say it now. I'm a lot higher on Stuart Skinner than most. I think Skinner, especially for what he showed me in the last 4 to 7, and the Stanley Cup final, of how good he can be, and really how good he was in the last couple games of the Dallas series, specifically the last game, how clutch he can be in the big moments. If he can become more consistent, which I believe he will, because of the fact that he is getting not older. I wouldn't say that. That sounds like he's getting old, but he is getting more experienced, and so he's going to become more consistent over time. And especially starting next season, I strongly believe that Stuart Skinner will become a lot more consistent. So I think with all that in mind, Edmonton Oilers getting 114 points, winning the President's Trophy. Next, Panthers, from 110 to 111. Yes, they lost a couple pieces. Tarasenko, Alvarez, and Loss of Brittamont. Those are going to hurt them, especially come playoff time. But they're still so good. The top 6 is still phenomenal. Bottom 6 is some of the best depth in the league. Defense, even with losing those 2 players, is still great. And Bobrovsky is a very, very good goaltender. Probably top 5 in most people's eyes. So yeah. And by the way, I know it's kind of on the fly, but I'm moving Hellebuck to number 2 and Bobrovsky to number 3 on my my goaltending ranking. By the way, I don't know. I just did that. I just thought of that, and I just yeah, it's probably true. Kings from 99 to 92 points. They lost Arvidsson. They lost a couple other pieces. I just think they're gonna decline. I think the Pacific Division, the Kraken's not gonna get above them, but the Kraken overall are probably gonna be slightly better. Knights are gonna be good. Canucks and Oilers are gonna be great. I'm not a big believer in the Kings. The goaltending's concerning. The bottom 6 is pretty concerning. The defense outside of Dottie and Mike, and this is got Brent Cox. Their defense is pretty decent, but still they need to put more points up on the board. But I feel like they can. I don't know if they make the playoffs. I wouldn't be that shocked. I'd be definitely slightly shocked, but I wouldn't be that shocked. Minnesota, I think, going from 87 to 86 points. Nothing really much to that. I do think some of the guys like Marco Rossi and Matt Boldy are going to get slightly better. But I feel like the Central Division overall, the whole, has gotten quite a bit better. So I think that's gonna blow him down a little bit, but I do think the goaltending's gonna be pretty good. The defense is gonna be a lot better with the captain Jared Spurgeon in there, and Kirill Kaprizov is gonna be Kirill Kaprizov again. So yeah. Next, Montreal over 76 to 85. I could see them getting even more points, but with Patrick Laine out for 2 to 3 months, that's gonna slow them down to start the season a lot. And I think overall, Montreal Canadiens, even with Laine, are not that good. But I don't know. If they make the playoffs, I'd definitely be quite a decent amount shocked. But I wouldn't be like that shocked. I wouldn't be like befuddled. You know what I'm saying? Nashville, from 99 to 109. I just think the acquisitions of Brady Shea, Jonathan Marchessault, and Steven Stamkos are gonna help so much. Yes, and I get the concerns of Steven Stamkos 5-on-5 play, and I get that concern. I get those concerns, and I agree with that. He is definitely a power play merchant. But at the end of the day, just even if he is a power play merchant, that is still huge for the team and how much better the power play is going to get. Marchessault is great, both ends. He's probably going to get around 70 to 80 points, probably. Stamkos is still going to get 60 to 70 points. Brady Shea is going to get around 50 to 60 points as well, playing great two-way defense. Lucy Saw is going to be even better with even better defense in front of him. So, yeah, I just think Nashville overall is going to get a lot better. Next, New Jersey Devils. Here we go. From 81 points to 113. That's how much of an upgrade I have them getting. I said it. 42 points upgrade. Yeah, I think off the top of my head. Yeah. No, wait. No, 32. 32 points. 32 points. 32 point improvement. I think make Markstrom's 11th best goalie in the league. That's going to help drastically. Drastically, dude. The acquisitions of Paul Cotter and Brandon Dillon, and I'm pretty sure at least one other, possibly two. I'm pretty sure to the forward core. It's gonna help drastically. Hopefully, Jack Hughes stays healthier. Nico Hischier, Timo Meyer, Jesper Bratt, all those guys, top six. They have that star power. Bottom six, they have that great depth, especially with the acquisitions of Paul Cotter and Brandon Dillon. Added physical presence and more depth to the forward core. Defense is great, especially with Dougie Hamilton returning. That's going to help. That was one of the main problems last year. Dougie Hamilton was out. Overall, Siegenthaler, Simon Nemec, and Luke Hughes, I am expecting to take big steps up this season. And overall, the defense is great. Markstrom, in my opinion, is the 11th best goalie in the league, and hopefully he stays consistent throughout the season. And Jake Allen's probably around the top 5, gonna end up being a top 5 backup in the league after next season. So I'm a really big believer in the Devils, and I had my reasons, and I just said them. So you can argue with me, you can disagree with me. I don't really care. It is what it is. I have my opinions. That's what it is right there. The Islanders going from 94 to 100 points. I think a full season with Patrick Roy behind the bench is going to be so much better for them. They're going to have a full season under this, hopefully the same coach. He's a great coach. I think with him behind the bench, their team played a lot better. And they just played a lot more like what they should play. I strongly believe that Ilya Sorokin's going to have an incredible bounce back season with their own 915 to 920 save percentage, and he's going to be a strong Vezina candidate next season. I think Simon Varlamov is going to end up probably being like a top 3 backup in the league next season, probably, I would say. And defense is top 5 in the league. Top 6 is pretty good, not the best, but pretty decent. You would like to have a little bit more star power up front and a little bit more star scoring, if you get what I'm saying there. Depth is a little bit concerning too, but they do have a couple good depth pieces, and I think overall this team's going to be a lot more better and a lot more consistent. Rangers from 114 to 110. That's not real. I just don't think they're going to win the President's Trophy again. The team's gonna be very similar to last year. Really, I don't know what to say. The team's gonna be very similar to last year. I think their top 6 is great, bottom 6 is great, defense is great. Shoshokin's the best goalie in the league, in my opinion, and Jonathan Cook is a great backup. So yeah, I just think the Rangers are gonna be very similar to last year. I just don't think they will get 114 points again. I think they're just gonna go down to 110 to finish second. The Metro behind the Devils, who I just said get 113 points. Next up, Senators going from 78 to 92. I do have them missing the playoffs by quite a decent amount. Actually, not really. I have them missing the playoffs by 7 points. I do still have them significantly better. I think Stutzel's going to get around 90 points next season. I still think the Chuck's going to be great. I think the top 6 is going to be great. Bottom 6 is going to be great. Defense is slightly concerning. Luckily for them, Sanderson and Shabbat's playing up separate pairings so they can carry the pairings. And so, yeah, defense automatically gets better. Linus Ilmark, in my opinion, is a top 10 goalie in the league. Vezina winning goalie 2 years ago. Still a great, very, very serviceable goaltender. Great goaltender in net. And so, yeah, that's that. Philly from 87 to 79. I'm not a big believer in Philly. I don't think they're going to be nowhere near as good. I mean, not nowhere near, but I don't think they're going to be as good as what they were last season. I think they're still going to be good. I think Mitch Cobb's going to get like 50 to 60 points. Probably around 60. I would say around 55 to 65 points next season. Probably around that range. I don't know. I'm just not a big believer. The defense is concerning. The goaltending is really concerning. The depth concerning. Everything basically is concerning. I'm not a big believer in this team. Pittsburgh from 88 to 83 points. Even if you like it or not, they're aging. Crosby's still going to be phenomenal. Malkin's going to be great. Letang's is aging. Carlson is aging. I think they'll both be really good too. The rest of the team's aging. They're really not that good outside of those 4 guys. And Jari's a serviceable goalie, but he's not really that good, in my opinion. Sharks going from 47 to 59 points. They're still going to be the worst team in the league, in my opinion, but they're still a 12-point increase. Celebrini and Will Smith coming in is going to be huge. Barkley Goodrow is not really that good, but he's an acquisition. Jake Warman, all going to be huge for them. And you also have Askarov. I think they make pretty good goal. With all that in mind, I think they're going to get a 12-point increase. Next, Kraken going from 81 to 87 points. I think Stevenson and Montour outside the contract. The contracts are ridiculous. But they are still really good pieces. Stevenson's a great number 2 center. Montour is a great number 2 or number 3 defenseman on that team. Yeah, I think that they're going to be better. I think Decord and Grubauer are going to be great as well. I think overall the Kraken's going to get slightly better as a whole. I think they're going to be closer to the playoffs than last year. And what is going on? Okay. I'd open this back up. Next up, St. Louis Blues. I think they're going to go from 92 to 79 points. I think the main reason is the Central Division is getting so much better. I think the forward core is good. The defense is very concerning. Bennington's great, but I don't think he's going to be good enough to carry them to the playoffs again. And Hofford's a good backup. I'm just not a big believer in the Blues. I'm not going to lie to you. Lightning going from 98 to 95 points. I have them slightly missing out on the playoffs, but they make the playoffs. I won't be surprised at all. Tampa Bay Lightning, that power line, Gunsel, Kucherov, and Braden Point. Second line's pretty good, but depth is slightly concerning, but I mean, not really. Defense is still good. They didn't really have Mikhail Sergachev. Mikhail Sergachev really didn't play last year, and they still made the wild card convincingly. So, I mean, I'm not really concerned with the love of Mikhail Sergachev. Vasi's Vasi, so I mean, yeah, he could definitely carry them to the playoffs between him, that power line, and that power play. So yeah, Toronto, I'm going from 102 points to 109. I'm a big believer in the Leafs, and I'm nowhere near a Leafs fan. I just believe the top 6 is second best in the league. The depth is honestly pretty dang good. Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Chris Tanev is one of the best defensive defensemen in the league. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson can get you, I would say, like 50 to 60 points of playing great defensively as well. Two huge and phenomenal defensive acquisition. Joseph Wall, I believe, hopefully if he stays healthy, he can have, I think he's going to take a huge step up next season. And his overall, I think the team's going to be a lot better. Anthony Stolarz is a phenomenal backup as well. Next, Utah Q. I'm going from 77 to 97 points. If you remember, last year the Coyotes, the hockey club last season was through like a little over the halfway point of the season. The Coyotes were in the playoffs. But the second half of the season, it felt like they lost like 100 million games. And they fell out of the playoffs pretty convincingly, but they were in the playoffs halfway point. I think their teams got a lot better with the acquisitions defensively. Mikhail Sergachev, John Marino, and Ian Cole. Offensively, and Kevin Stunlund. And I think Ingram and Vazmelka is going to be just as good. The defense is going to be much improved. The forward core is going to be just as good, if not slightly better. And especially, they died off a lot when the rumors really started to spread about if they're going to move. And that's when they really died down. I still think that all those rumors about how they're going to move is really decreasing the players' like energy and confidence. And I feel like that's one of the main reasons why they really fell off the playoffs. And I feel like if they do that still with a much improved team, I think they'll make the playoffs pretty convincingly. I still think they're going to be wild card too, but I still think they're going to make it pretty convincingly. Vancouver, they're going to be the same at 109. I don't have them going over or worse. I just think Nebraska is better than Lindholm in the Canucks case. What they want, they did lose it all off, but I think the Pacific got slightly worse than last season. With the Kings dropping off a little bit. So yeah, I just feel like Canucks are a very similar team than last year. They lost it off in Lindholm, but they gained Nebraska. So yeah, Vegas. I've been going from 98 to 101 points. I think the Pacific got slightly worse, and that's gonna help their case. And I still think the Knights are really good. I just hopefully injured. Hopefully Stone plays more than like 60 games or whatever he played last season, and the whole team stays healthy. And if they can do that, they'll get around 101 points. Washington, I have them getting 91 points as well. Yes, their team is a lot better, and they have like a top 10 defense in the league. One of the most underrated goaltending teams in the league. The forward core slightly concerning, power play slightly concerning, penalty kill slightly concerning. I just think the Metros got better too. The Eastern Conference as a whole got better, and that will not help their case in making the wild card. I do not believe they're gonna make the wild card. Winnipeg, I'm then going from 110 to 98. 100. There's no way they're getting 110 points last year. This year. I don't know how they got 110 points last year. I think the forward core. I think they're gonna drop down a little bit. I think the forward core is gonna score a little bit less. The shooting percentage is gonna go down. The defense is gonna be slightly worse, and Hellebuck's still gonna steal them a lot of games, get them 98 points, get them a wild card one. What they do from there is really random. I don't know. It depends on what Hellebuck they get. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Winnipeg Jets. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's podcast episode. I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow. It's actually for episode 7 of season 5. Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. That'll be the day before opening. Opening night. It will be opening day. For the NHL. So yeah. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.